This morning, I woke up to 7 new Etsy orders. But instead of celebrating, the first thing I do every morning is something most Etsy sellers don't do. I track every dollar of profit, analyze the data behind my listings, and use that information to create new products the same day. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Hi, I'm POD Soloist from Malaysia. Over 5 years on Etsy, I hit 6 figures. And now I'm sharing an easier way to do it too. Follow my free YouTube series, grab the SEO tools in the description, and join our community on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn to share your thoughts. When I wake up, the first thing I check is in my Etsy dashboard. Today, I had 7 new orders waiting. But sales numbers alone don't really tell you how much money you're making. So every day, I record everything inside a finance spreadsheet. I log things like Etsy sales, Etsy ad costs, offsite ads commissions, and production costs from Printify. The goal is simple. I want to know exactly how much profit I make every day in Malaysian ringgit. For example, yesterday I made a sale that brought in about 37 RM profit after fees. And before I even woke up today, my store had already generated about RM 141 in profit. Once I finish recording everything, it's time to fulfill the orders. All of my orders are connected to Printify. Whenever someone buys a shirt, the order automatically appears in Printify. Right now, I have 6 open orders waiting. After I confirm them, Printify shows the production cost and fulfillment timeline, which is usually 3 to 5 business days. Once everything looks correct, I submit the orders to production. And that's it. The orders are now being printed and shipped. But the real work actually starts after the orders are fulfilled. A lot of Etsy sellers ask me if Etsy ads are profitable. For me, the answer is not always, but I still run them. Why? Because Etsy ads give me data. For example, I once uploaded under 50 listings. Only one listing exploded with traffic, getting over 450 visits. That single listing told me something important. There was demand for that design idea. So instead of stopping there, I expanded the idea into different niches. Running niche, therapist niche, teacher niche, nurse niche. Then I turned ads back on to test which niche would become the next bestseller. This is how I won one good idea into dozens of listings. Today, I'm doing something similar. One of my designs sells really well on orange shirts. So now I'm expanding it into an orange sweatshirt. First, I check Printify to see if they offer that color. Luckily, they have a sweatshirt called Terracotta, which is a perfect vintage orange tone. Before creating the listing, I also research bestsellers on Etsy. I look at designs, the keywords, the mockups, the colors that are selling. Then I combine those insights into my own listing. While working, I got a message from a customer. She was worried because her order hadn't arrived yet. When I checked the order, it was already shipped and in transit. The issue was the delivery estimate. Etsy often shows an earliest delivery date and a latest delivery date. Sometimes customers think the earliest date is guaranteed. So when I reply, I always acknowledge their concern, explain the production timeline, provide the tracking information. Good customer communication helps avoid negative reviews. Recently, I discovered a huge trend. In 2026, the United States celebrates its 250th independence anniversary. And right now that niche is starting to explode on Etsy. So I uploaded about 130 listings in that niche. On the first day, I already got a sale. But what really matters is the data. One of my listings featuring a raccoon celebrating the anniversary quickly got 71 visits and 2 favorites. That tells me the idea has potential. So now I'm expanding it further. To expand faster, I use AI tools. My workflow looks like this. First, I generate an image using Google Gemini, then I open it with Illustrator, convert it into vector shapes, clean up the lines, and then bring it into Photoshop. This lets me scale the design without losing quality. Then I add additional elements like stars or fireworks. Some of these assets come from Creative Fabrica. You can get 10 free for commercial images when you sign up with my Creative Fabrica referral link in description below. For my mockups, I focus on colors that sell well on Etsy. For example, blue jean, terracotta, ivory, vintage waist shirts. These colors match the boho aesthetic that Etsy shoppers love. And instead of creating listings from scratch every time, I simply duplicate existing listings. That way, all the sizes, colors, and mockups are already there. Then I just update design, tail, and keywords. This saves a huge amount of time. So that's my Etsy workflow for today. Every day, I track my profits, fulfill orders, analyze listing data, create new designs, and test new niches. Most people think Etsy's success comes from one viral product. But in reality, it comes from consistent testing and smart data analysis. And that's exactly what I'm doing every day. All right, that's my workflow for today. If you want to stay consistent with your listings, I created an SEO calendar that shows exactly what niches to upload every month so you're always ahead of seasonal trends. You can download it in the description below. And if you want more strategies like this, make sure to subscribe to POD Soloist. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.